Alright, so I have a small-ish issue with Minecraft. Like, I love myself in Minecraft, but I just cannot for the life of me make myself play it. Why? Well, one of my biggest issues is I'm just, like, too much of a minimalist with this game, if that makes sense. And when I say I'm too much of a minimalist, I mean, like, I do whatever I need to do to survive, and I just don't play after that. Whoa, I have not worn headphones in a while. Oh crap, okay, that feels weird. Like, when we got the server, and I absolutely love the server, just indisputably. Like, probably one of the best investments we've ever done, arguably. Issue is, like, on a server, I basically play as I get what I need, the end, like, what's next? That did not work. Like, I just cannot for the life of me force myself to do something I don't want to do. And, for instance, like, efficient food farming is not something I want to do. I just won't do anything. Like, the reason why Season 3 went so well for me was because my entire drive was, oh, here's a world that's rough to get around. Oh, here's a bunch of different places I need to connect. And, oh, here's Create Mod that has trains. So let's go build a train network between everywhere. So my entire season's drive was basically just build the trains and then maintain the trains and extend the trains to wherever the heck I want to extend them to, you know? Like, I just can't necessarily do that as much now because, like, the current season's motto is more of just, I have a food farm, I have a bed and a house, and I'm not gonna die to mobs every night. What's next? But like this time, the definition of what next was more of like, well, I'm more of a public works guy, so I require needs from the community to actually do stuff, which needs, it's kind of hard to get needs from a community that doesn't play because, let's be real, vanilla is kind of boring. How? Like, you can't do stuff for a community that doesn't need help. So in goes the path network, which basically just, rather than necessarily amplify, more of just formalize roots already there. And it was just kind of like, but why do I exist, if that makes sense? So, my issue with Minecraft is I just don't have enough drive to keep myself working on projects for long, like, at all. If I don't see an immediate necessity for a reason to do it, I just won't. That's how that works. Like, I just need a little bit of reason, and I can go for about, like, 2 or 3 months. That's pretty much how I've always operated. But, like, now, I just don't have that drive, so like, I would really, really love to get back into Minecraft. Just can't for the life of me, because, like, it's hard to suit myself in it, and crud. Like, it's hard to suit myself for my playstyle personally. I can't just force myself to do it. That's never gonna work. And even if I were to do it, it's like no one's there to support it. Like, for instance, most of the blocks used for RCTO in Season 3 and all the funding, that was mostly, like, courtesy funds and whatever ores got dug up on the way there. Like, besides those, it was extremely rough getting enough money for all the train tracks. Like, insanely hard. I literally started selling off the dirt and stuff because I just didn't need it. There was so much of it, but not enough funds. Like, but now it's just, I don't get to enjoy the joy of being able to have a pointless project that I just work on relentlessly for Lord knows what reason. It just doesn't happen. So that's probably why I've mostly stopped playing the game, save for whenever I'm like, oh, that would be a really cool data pack, except I, once again, see about approximately 0 data packs that I reasonably need to make, and thus reasonably have no drive to make data packs. Like, I'd love to, but I just don't want to. You know, it's just not gonna happen. And then it's like, you have people asking for stuff like, hey, can we do an Earth server? And I repeatedly tell them, okay, if we do an Earth server, we're limited to whatever vanilla has. So that means no trains, even if you wanted trains, and like, if you really, really wanted trains, we basically have to just build a giant pile of all the new blocks and stuff for create. Otherwise, it just doesn't work. So then I tried to make myself a single player world, but same issue. I just cannot for the life of me handle early game, nor go mining properly at all. Like, it's either I build a strip mine or I try to go cave mining, and if I go cave mining, I see one creeper and I'm like, nope. It's not that I can't deal with creepers, it's just that I don't want to deal with creepers, you know what I mean? So, why am I talking about a Minecraft video while playing Geometry Dash? Answer, I don't know. I was ranting to myself, and I'm like, why bother closing the game? But yeah, like, I had reason to do stuff in Season 3, now I just don't in Season 5, and I really wanted Season 4 to work because Season 4 was basically Season 3 but using the large biomes world seed instead of the amplified, and everyone agreed, and then no one played, and I was very sad. Like, I literally have multiple poems in my poems document talking about thought processes for Season 4 and other stuff. What do I get out of it? Nothing. But I just really wanted to do that. Like, I really wanted to build that spawn central station titled Pedalcium. Or at least it was going to be titled Pedalcium. We didn't even get the foundation built. It just never happened. You know what I mean? Like, the whole challenge of Season 4 was that everything was going to be spread out, and thus would take longer to get to. That was the entire point. But now it's like, it just doesn't happen, and it won't happen because everything's on foot. But it can't be on foot because no one plays. And then my friend Crashing Frog, I'm not calling him by his real name, dude provides me a list of, actually I might still have it on my desk somewhere. Actually, I don't know where I put it. Yeah, Dude provided a list of possible ways he could think to make the server, for lack of a better term, great again. These would include things such as, like, what are we at? Oh, okay. This would include things like force everyone to go to a bank rather than just typing in chat commands and the economy data pack will work. And, like, there were also other options, like, for instance, like, go to a bank to use transactions, and then everyone has to build a small town, and train stations for all, and other random things that make a lot of sense when you really think about it. And I was like, yeah, these are good changes. Now, try to convince the rest of us to actually go through with it, because A, I have to set this up. B, they have to agree with it. C, we have to convince them to install more mods, which first time we did that took 45 minutes. Was not worth it. So, it's just a very big logistics challenge that I don't know if it'll ever get solved. I'd love it to happen. Will it ever happen? Dude, I don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know. So I guess the takeaway from this video or rant, probably more of a rant than a video, would be like, A, I suck at the early game of Minecraft. B, I am heavily reliant on people to motivate me to do literally anything. D, I got issues. And C, like, just... Dude, I don't know. Gosh. Like, it's not that Minecraft's doing anything wrong. It's not that I'm doing anything wrong. It's not that my friends are doing anything wrong. I'm just more into, like, I function out of necessity. I function more out of necessity than out of personal satisfaction. I mean, I guess we could set it up like Hermitcraft, where there's just a bit of an, in quotes, gimmick to the season. Like Season 10's shopping permit system. Would anyone ever reasonably agree to that? I don't know. I'd hope they would. Will they? Probably not. But, like, say for instance we got a bit of a thing where, like, someone just sets up this massive city here, and then that kind of just becomes the center of everything. Like, for instance, do I have a chunk-based tab already? I don't. That sucks. Like, here's the current world seed. We'll turn on the useful stuff. So, everything is basically around here. So, say we just hit a random seed because... Actually, this isn't horrible. Say someone just builds a city here. Beautiful. It's absolutely perfect. Best city we've ever seen, right? Okay. So, while that... It may be an absolutely fantastic city that no one's ever seen before and will rival every city to possibly exist for the next 1,000 years. Does it Actually, though, if there's only like one building, but then you could have something like over here where it's just a dot, and then over here where it's just a dot. But like by the requirement of the train system that our own rules set up, we would have to connect here and here and here by train somehow. What would that require? Probably either a tunnel or a bridge over the stretch of water. Would I want to build that? Heck no. Will I ever build that? Eventually. But like, when I say eventually, that almost always means at least 2 months out. Like, me and eventually are basically just how many asterisks can you put on a single point. So, as much as I want the town system to work, it's kind of like, A, we all suck at building enough that it just wouldn't work, and B, no one would have the motivation to do that, even if you force them to. So, it's just not ever really a fully reasonable option. How would I say the best way to revive the server is? Dude, I don't know. Honestly, the best method would probably be tell them that other games don't exist. Because I'm just gonna rat out my friends real fast. They're a bit of bandwagoners. Like, whatever the most recent popular game is, they're basically gonna play that and nothing else. Crud. Like, it's just never going to work out. It just won't. It just won't. How long have I been ranting now about Minecraft and my unfortunately kind of personal grievances with it? Yeah, I don't know. What's the takeaway from all this? Because I've only said that about 3 times already. Dude, man, I don't know. All I can say for certain is we got short attention spans. Like, we have very short attention spans for games. Forcing people to play a game is not going to go well. And I cannot tell you how to revive a game they view as dead. Dang it. And with that, I'm probably gonna call it, I guess.